When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
So I get called down to HR. I told them Tinseltoes started it. I was working on that all-sled drive system with that front axle disconnect when that idiot blasted me with a grease gun. So I call him a half-wit, which is being generous. He tells me to go elf myself. Elf me? Elf you, pal. Then he kicks me in the sugar plums. Well, I got me a lump of coal with his name on it. Believe that.
Ho, ho, go!
Hey, Brandon, we're going to have to do this on the phone. I don't have time to explain, but we'll do it on the phone, okay? It's just ridiculous. But anyway. Over Jackson 49-19, and now the varsity is playing, just getting underway as we have a quick basket scored by Alexa Martin, pops it in for Jackson, and that makes it 2-0. Then they get another one the other direction to make it 4-0. Mike Buckholtz with me here tonight, and we'll get up to speed on this right here.
Lake Stevens ball out of bounds play right now, and working against man-to-man defense.
Okay, Lake Stevens with the ball in the purple uniforms as they work it around the perimeter. Now back up top, that's going to be a shot fired off. And missed by Lake Stevens.
Skibble with a good rebound. Jackson out trying to run fast break. Missed shot by Lauren Skilberg inside, and here comes Lake Stevens.
Lake Stevens with the basketball into front court now. Back up top, up to the top of the key. 6:10 to go in the first quarter here on Fox Sports, actually on KRKO 1380 FM 95.3. Brandon Hamilton, our in-studio producer. There's a pass that goes the other direction and a miss by Jackson. Rebound underneath, and it is good by Skibble as she picks up a couple of points underneath. It's 6-0 Jackson.
Skibble, one of the two leading scorers, very active around the boards for the Jackson Timberwolves. Got that easy putback.
Good, and now in front court, it is Lake Stevens with the basketball, and it's stolen away by Jackson. Jackson with the ball. Alexa Martin drives, puts it up and in, and suddenly it is 8-0. Jackson on top, 5:32 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back with more. Stay with us on KRKO. We got more Western Conference girls basketball. All right, can you hear us okay? Can you hear us okay?
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline fundraising to help reach their financial
quarter. Mark Ocker with Mike Buchholz, and a travel is called against Lake Stevens. Mike?
Lake Stevens having all sorts of trouble right now as the man-to-man defense for the Jackson Timberwolves are creating fast break opportunities off the turnovers.
Now, once again, it is Jackson with the ball. It's stolen away by Lake Stevens. They'll go into front court. A pull-up jumper, and that's going to thud off the left side of the rim. And a rebound pulled down right away. That shot by Reagan Reed to begin with, and then the missed shot on the second attempt by Chloe Pattison. And we have a whistle, and a travel is called. That's going to give it back to the Jackson Timberwolves, leading 8-0. 5 minutes exactly to go here in the first quarter. Game brought to you in part tonight by Allstate Insurance. Agent Brian Reed, who also sponsored the Player of the Game award, as we have a foul called, and this one's going to go against Lake Stevens. Foul is on number 22, Reagan Reed. That's her first team foul on either team.
Lake Stevens also playing man-to-man defense as Skibble launches a three, and it's rebounded by Savannah Smith of Lake Stevens.
Lake Stevens with the basketball coming into front court. There's a drive off the left side and a miss by Reed. Teams battle for it. Looks like we got a held ball, and that will be the case. Is going to stay with Lake Stevens.
Lake Stevens with some opportunities, but there just seems to be that cellophane over the hoop right now. They can't get anything to drop.
Again, 8-0. Jackson is on top. Lake Stevens handling the ball. Up top high. A good tight defense played by Jackson is that down on the left wing. Working it around as Pattison throws it away. It's going to be picked off by Koenig. Koenig with a feed over on the left side. That goes to Skibble. Skibble can't hold on to it. It's going to be on the floor, and another held ball. This time it's going to stay with the Jackson Timberwolves.
Yeah, Skibble got her shot blocked by Savannah Smith, and Jackson got the ball because of excellent shell defense. Good help by their post player, Lauren Skilberg.
Driving to the basket will be Skibble. Misses a shot, and there's Lake Stevens to rebound. Now they go the other direction, and a shot fired up by Lake Stevens. That's going to be a three ball by Kaylee Bracey, and that gets Lake Stevens on the board almost 4 minutes in. Driving the other way, though, Jackson quickly back the other way. Lauren Schilberg lays it in off the right wing, and now Lake Stevens not wasting any time. They go back the other direction. That's going to be Corey Wilcox to put it in to make it now a 10-5 game, Mike.
Yeah, the tempo of this game picking up, and right now that favors the Jackson Timberwolves is getting out to run transition, but offensive foul called on the Timberwolves there. So Lake Stevens with good position on defense.
That goes back to Lake Stevens, down 10-5 with 3:30 left to go in the first quarter here at Jackson High School. Other great sponsors tonight: Ace Hardware Stores in Lake Stevens and Everett. Also Procura Mortgage, Snohomish County PUD, Glass by Lund, Mountain Pacific Bank, Everett Safe and Lock, the Buzz Inn Steakhouse, Vander Yacht Propane, the Law Office of Russell and Hill, Screen Printing Northwest, Chinook Lumber, and McLean Insurance. A shot fired up on the right side is a big miss by Schilberg. But getting it underneath with the rebound is Skibble. Skibble puts it up and in, and it is 12-5.
Yeah, Skibble stayed with it, had her shot blocked, and then came back and spun it in with the left hand. Very nice play by Olivia Skibble.
Schilberg with a steal and then throws it away the other direction. Now stolen back by Lake Stevens. Good pass down low inside from Baylor Thomas to Chloe Pattison. Pattison lays it up off the glass and in left side to make it 12-7.
Well, now the cellophane's been broken for Lake Stevens, so they're scoring very quickly now as both teams playing a much quicker pace.
Jackson with the basketball in front court. There's a three ball fired up. The ball movement was great, and it was Megan Madison putting it in to make it 15-7.
Madison, one of several three-point threats for the Jackson Timberwolves, well beyond the three-point line on the side.
And we got a miss off the right side by Lake Stevens. That was Baylor Thomas. And then on the rebound, a push and we have Lake Stevens going to the foul line. That foul is going to be on Schilberg. It will be her first foul, first team foul. And so they've got 2 shots for Corey Wilcox, who has 2 points in the game.
McKenna Koenig, the outstanding freshman for Jackson, has been very quiet so far. She's averaging 18 points a game so far as a freshman, and she has yet to score, but I saw her play the other night, and she can handle the rock and also sees the open court very well for the Timberwolves.
And on the foul shot, she makes 1 of 2. That would be the second one. So 3 points for Corey Wilcox in the game. And there's a steal. Jackson was bringing it forward. Baylor Thomas picks it off, lays it up left side. It is good to make it a 15-10 game. Jackson with the ball in front court. Working it around the perimeter. Skibble, back up top she goes. 15 on the shot clock. There's a quick hand again. Reaching through there, Chloe Pattison steals it, goes the left way, cuts over to the right side, and puts it over Skibble to make it 15-12. And they've got some nice stuff going right there now as they've cut into that 8-point lead.
Lake Stevens has switched to a zone, and the ball is being moved slowly, and that's allowing Lake Stevens to step into the passing lane and come up with some steals.
Making that defensive adjustment, and it is paying off for the Vikings. They'll fire a 3-ball left side. It is good. That is Chloe Pattison. Nails it to tie it at 15. How about that? We are tied. Remember, Jackson got off to an 8-0 lead. Then it was 15-7. Skibble tries one on the left side. It's swatted out of there. Getting control of the ball, Lake Stevens. Pulling the rebound down, Baylor Thomas. And then she throws it out of bounds. The intended receiver that time was Reagan Reed. And a couple of substitutions for Lake Stevens. Also, Jackson going to make a change as Megan Madison will come back into the game. She replaces Alexa Martin.
Yeah, both teams pushing the ball up the floor, so we have a host of subs coming in now as the tempo of this game has picked up over the last 3 minutes or so.
Jackson with the ball. Bringing it out of backcourt, pass over towards the right side. That's Skibble with a 3-ball, comes off the left side of the rim, and Lake Stevens will pull down the rebound. That's Kaylee Bracey. And now here comes Lake Stevens the other direction, strong to the rim. That time off the right side was Baylor Thomas. No good on the shot, and Jackson pulls it down with McKendra Koenig driving the full length of the court. All the way down, puts it in, and Lake Stevens down by 2 now. Jackson up by 2, 17-15.
Yeah, Lake Stevens, they need to stop any dribble penetration by Koenig because she does a good job of finishing at the rim and can also find the open player.
Lake Stevens with the ball, and there's just a second differential on the shot and quarter clock as they'll try to wind this one right down to the very end of the quarter. 9 on the quarter clock. There's a shot fired up. That's going to be no good by Kaylee Bracey. And here comes Jackson. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Lake Stevens as Skibble was looking for a teammate over on the left side. That would be Koenig. Now Jackson will inbound. Skibble's got it just inside the arc left side. And a buzzer beater at the buzzer. Connecting for 3 points off the pass from Skibble was Megan Madison for her second three-pointer of the quarter and the game. And it is 20-15 at the end of the first quarter. We got a good chunk of offense in this first quarter as Jackson is leading against Lake Stevens here on KRKO 1380 and FM 95.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
And quickly missing a shot for Lake Stevens will be Savannah Smith. and it is 20-15. Jackson is up by 5. They go inside. Great pass from Skibble. She finds Haley Hoyt, and that makes it 22-15. They're on a 7-0 run. Mike, Jackson just kicking it up after getting tied at 15.
Yeah, the defender playing the high side on Haley Hort there, and it was a very nice pass in, leading her right to the basket for the power layup.
Jackson trying to steal. Now Lake Stevens gets it back. Missed shot over on the right side, and that's going to be missed by Carmen Long. Rebound pulled down by Koenig. Koenig drives left baseline. Oh, she's just had enough to pop it up and in. She's got 4 points in the game. And now it is a 24-15, 9-point lead for Jackson. This is their biggest lead of the game.
Koenig got away with that Allen Iverson carry that time as she did the hesitation dribble. No call, and she got the hoop.
Driving to the basket will be Chloe Pattison. Pattison puts it in and now has 7 points. She had a three-pointer in that first quarter, and it is 24-17. 6:42 left to go in the second quarter here on KRKO. Thanks for being with us. And we had a chance to get some update on how this game was going to lay out as Skibble misses a shot. Our pregame coaches chat, which actually we got started a little bit late, brought to you by Glass by Lund, family owned and operated since 1967, offering the best price, value, and quality installation online at glassbylund.com. Lake Stevens drives to the hoop. Driving in that time is Baylor Thomas, and she's going to be fouled. That foul goes against Haley Hoyt, her first, second team foul, and at the foul line will be Baylor Thomas with the 2 shots. 6:25 to go here in the second quarter.
Nice hesitation move that time by Baylor Thomas, a freshman for Lake Stevens, as she up faked and then got the good angle. Didn't get the shot to go, but she is at the line for 2 free throws.
Missed the first one, and the second one is coming up. 2 points in the game so far. As we bring you action live from Jackson High School. That second shot goes in. Now coming into the game, Lake Stevens 1-3 and Jackson 2-1 as they meet up for the first conference game. Wesco 4A action. They've been playing some 3A teams and such, just getting going. There's a shot missed on the left side by Megan Madison. Lake Stevens gets the rebound. Pulling it down that time is Bracy. Bracy takes it all the way into front court outside the arc. 6:04 left to go in the second quarter. She finds Baylor Thomas. Back to Bracy, and then down low on the left side, getting the ball and driving into Savannah Smith. She's going to be fouled and have 2 shots coming.
And that's the second drive in a row to get to the rim for Lake Stevens, and the help was late that time, so that is going to put Smith at the free throw line, and the fouls are starting to pile up just a little bit for Jackson.
That foul was called against Riley McKennick, and that will be her first foul. Team foul number 3. 1 team foul so far. That's it for the Lake Stevens Vikings. 5:59 to go in the second quarter. Jackson up now by 5 points. As Lake Stevens, with these runs back and forth, trying to find a way to close that gap, as they were down by 8 points, 15-7, and then tied it at 15 apiece before Jackson went on a 9-0 run. The second foul shot is missed. And so here we go. They're trying to call a timeout, it looks like, over there. Yeah, Randy Eden's looking to call a timeout. He does. 5:58 left to go, second quarter. Mark Ockett, Mike Buchholz here on KRKO 1380, FM 95.3, and we will be back with more.
Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family. That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back. We are live here at Jackson High School. It is 24-19. Jackson with the basketball in front court. They led at the end of the first quarter 20-15, and now going inside underneath. That was a nice play to Schilberg. Missed a shot off the pass from Megan Madison, and Lake Stevens gets the board. They'll come the other direction. Into front court now. That is Reed. Fires the 3-ball. Nothing but net on that one. Great touch. Her first points of the game. She's got 3 of them. It's 24-22 and a 7-0 run for Lake Stevens.
Saw Reed play as a freshman, and she was a starter then, and she's developed her game and stepping out well beyond the 3-point line to bury that one.
Missed shot by Koenig. Lake Stevens rebound. That's pulled down by Matt Pattison. Pattison works it with the outlet pass. Here they come. Smith drives to the basket, puts it up and in. Savannah Smith, we are tied at 24. This is a 9-0 run, just like Jackson had done a 9-0 run to take the 9-point lead. Driving in, missing a shot is Koenig. Rebound hauled down by Pattison. They go the full length on the pass. That's to Reagan Reed. She lays it in. And how about this? It's a 2-point lead. A 2-point lead for Lake Stevens. Where did that come from?
Well, Koenig attacked the hoop. Nobody got back. She is the guard, the point guard on there. When she goes to the rim, somebody's got to rotate back. Jackson did not, and that gave up the easy layup.
4:26 left to go in the second quarter. It's 26-25. Jackson has the basketball. Over on the right side, it'll be Emma Merwin who's into the game. And the 30-second shot clock violation is going to go off. We have a foul. Yeah, there was okay, I'll let you, we were just getting something set up here. I'll let you describe what you just saw there because the clock went off at the same time. So we now have, let's see, what's the foul? The foul is going to be whistled against Corey Wilcox, her first. And that is team foul number 2.
And the 30-second clock was winding down. You have to be clock aware to make sure you don't commit fouls and bail the other team out on that situation.
Now with the ball, shooting and missing is Megan Madison. Lake Stevens gets the rebound. They go the other direction. Missing on the shot. And that miss was by Chloe Pattison. Or Wilcox is going to be called for the foul driving in. Brandon, if you could turn the return off, we can use the tie line. There we go. Check. Check, check. No, we're not. Did we just go down? Brandon, are you there? We had it. Welcome back. Do a spot. What happened? Let's just keep it on the phone until we hit halftime. Just use the, you got me on the phone? Just use the phone, okay? Don't use the tie line. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 26-24 is the score. We apologize for some we apologize for some technical difficulties. 26-24 is the score as Lake Stevens is up by 2 points, now 4 points. Getting the basket, Baylor Thomas. She puts it in, and she has 5 points in the game. 28-24. What a run for Lake Stevens as they have scored 13 consecutive.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
We are live here at Jackson High School. It's 28-24 as Lake Stevens is leading against Jackson. We are in the second quarter, and Lake Stevens has scored 13 consecutive points after Jackson had scored 9 consecutive points. So a game of runs for sure.
Jackson shows a little bit full court pressure, but it's just token. They've been giving up a lot of dribble penetration since early part of the game. That's created problems for the T-Wolves.
And a missed shot underneath. It's going to be Jackson getting the rebound, and here they come out of backcourt. Olivia Skibble with the ball. She handles the ball well, works well underneath. Up top goes to Madison, and then down low on the left side, taking a shot and missing is Alexa Martin. She gets it back. Koenig with the ball, passes right side. Skibble again wearing the pink shoes out there, and there are 7 seconds left on the shot clock. To Schilberg, it's picked off, taken away from her by Reed. Reed goes the other direction, puts it up and in. She's got 7 points all in the quarter, and a big reason that Lake Stevens is up by 6, Mike.
There's the turnovers as Lake Stevens has several runouts for layups off of the Timberwolves turning the ball over.
Jackson with the ball now as they go into front court. Skibble travels with the ball. That's great defense by Lake Stevens to cause it, Mike.
It is, as Jackson continues to try to dribble through double teams, and Lake Stevens getting their hands on the ball and in the passing lanes, either stealing it or, in that case, forcing the travel.
Lake Stevens with the basketball. Now coming into front court will be Baylor Thomas. What a great 15-0 run. Now make it 17-0. Thomas lays it in. She's got 7 points, 5 in the quarter, 32-24, and poor Jackson has just seen this thing come apart on him. Mike, we look at keys to the game in something like this as we have a foul the other direction, and we'll get to this. I'm going to get this foul first, but that foul is going to go against Reagan Reed of Lake Stevens, her second foul, third team foul. And keys to the game right about now, and that's brought to you by Everett Safe & Lock, serving Snohomish County and surrounding areas since 1971. Trusted for commercial, industrial, financial, and residential building, lock, and security. Their storefront location is at 5108 Evergreen Way, online at evergreensafeandlock.com. Okay, Mike, keys to the game right now brought to you by Everett State Safe and Lock. Here we go.
Well, the key for Lake Stevens is to contain Olivia Skibble and Makendra Koenig of Jackson. And then for Jackson, they need to try to make sure they're playing a good transition game, both on offense and defense, to nullify the height of Lake Stevens.
Skibble nails a two-pointer on the right side and then finally breaks that stretch, which was at about 5 minutes that Jackson had not scored, to make it 32-26, 1:12 left to go in the second quarter. We got a foul, and this is going to be the 7th team foul against Jackson. It goes against Alexa Martin. That'll be her first foul. Going to the foul line with a couple, or at least 1 and 1, is Baylor Thomas, who so far is 1 for 3 from the foul line. Here's the first one. It is good. And 33-26.
Baylor Thomas has done a good job as they've Coach Edens has ran some plays for her, and she's able to take the defender off of the dribble and get to the rim. So she's doing a good job out on the open court as well.
Miss on the second shot, so she hits 1 of 2. 33-26, 1:04 left to go in the second quarter. And Jackson in front court now. Schilberg looking inside. Dumps a pass off. That goes to Martin. Martin misses on a shot. Following up on the left side will be Skibble. Skibble can't connect. Boy, those close-in missed shots are so frustrating when you just say, just use the backboard. Foul will go against Baylor. Well, see, we're going to have that against Alexa Martin on the follow-up right there. That's going to be her second foul, 8th team foul. And going to the foul line is Reed.
And Chloe Patterson, the 5'9" freshman for Lake Stevens, bothering that shot. You sounded like John Wooden on that use the backboard.
Hey, if he had any kind of influence on, I mean, he had a lot of influence on me. If I can do something from him, that would be a feeling good moment right there. Because, boy, what the great Wizard of Westwood. That is going to be a foul we got against Lake Stevens. That's going to be on Molly Rundle. First foul. 4th team foul. Jackson will inbound. 44 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Skibble gets it up high right side. Tries to work her opponent. Patterson drives to the basket. Puts it up right side. No good. Battle for the rebound. Schilberg gets it. Then fired a shot up. That's not going to connect. Getting the rebound is Reed. Goes the other way. Or actually, the rebound was by Patterson. Now she dishes off to Bracey. Bracey tries to curl around in the lane and loses the ball.
Lake Stevens got a break there as several players were hedging out towards half court looking for that transition. Fortunately, they came up with the ball but then turned it over, so Jackson coming back the other way here.
Jackson with the ball. Shot clock is dead. 14 on the quarter clock. We're in the second quarter. It's 33-26 as Lake Stevens has a 7-point lead. They were down 20-15 at the end of the first quarter. Missed shot. Now getting the rebound is Patterson. Goes the other way. Fires it up, and that's going to be a miss. We're at halftime, and our score is 33-26. And halftime will be brought to you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
As records tumbled and enemies cried, came the birth of a legend. But we did not sleep. We did not rest.
These guys wouldn't know sports if it hit them in the ass.
With knowledge gained and lessons learned, a legend was born to search and destroy. Respect the beast, but don't wake the monster.
He was horrible against San Diego. He couldn't hit anybody.
He needs
And
to start
Denver-
drinking.
Every year,
Watch the
thousands of
Denver
groups
game.
depend on
The first
Adrenaline
game of the
fundraising
year.
to help reach their financial
Hang out
goals.
with us,
Adrenaline
do that.
fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their program. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
No, of course not.
I mean, it's just horrible.
I know they're good quarterbacks are tough. I get it. You always make that point.
You want
You're right.
Kaiser?
Who?
You want Bortles?
Blake Bortles?
McDaniel's
you
Do
wanna
It
get
Center
Blake
is
Bortles?
located in
but
beautiful
here's
Snohomish,
the thing.
Washington.
If you-
Locally owned and
so
operated for
why
over
was he
40
so good
years.
yesterday,
They are
but
proud to
against
provide the
San Diego,
Snohomish
he
Valley
was
with exceptional
horrible
hardware,
against
tools,
San Diego.
lawn and garden, and sporting
couldn't
goods
hit
products.
anybody.
Their commitment to
And
delivering
Denver,
legendary
did you watch
customer
the
service
Denver
and their
game?
outstanding
The first game
employees
of the-
continue to make McDaniel's
hanging out
the
with us.
best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
It's a special sports edition of Something About Nothing, live from the Manhunt Studios. It's Scott and Tim talking something they have no idea about, sports. These guys wouldn't know sports if it hit them in the ass.
Want this Mullen kid we're going to play at San Francisco?
No, of course not.
I mean, it's just horrible.
I know they're good quarterbacks are tough. I get it. You always make that point.
You want
You're right.
Kaiser?
Who?
You want Bortles?
Blake Bortles?
Yeah, you want to get Blake Bortles?
No, but so here's the thing. So why was he so good yesterday, but then against San Diego, he was horrible against San Diego. He couldn't hit anybody.
He needs to start
Denver,
drinking.
did you watch the Denver game, the first game of the year?
He needs to start hanging out with Seabass.
Maybe he can't handle the hangover like Seabass.
Yes.
Oh, go. I think my ride's due for an upgrade.
There's more than one way to fly. Great deals all month long at the Dodge Black Friday event.
Right over and help. So they need to either improve the shell or maybe switch to zone. Now for Lake Stevens, their zone created some turnovers, but then they gave up some threes. So look for them to stay with the man-to-man, but if they start getting beat at the rim, they might switch back to that zone a little bit.
Jackson with the basketball after the halftime, and they will go from our left to right in their white uniforms with the green letters, numbers, and trim. Lake Stevens in purple, lavender, if you will, purple, and shot fired up. That's a big one by Skibble. Outside, straight up from the top of the key, three-pointer, makes it 33-29. And so now the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to go right back to Lake Stevens.
Jackson trying to run that flex offense, and they didn't really do a very good job not setting screens and so on, but Skibble made him pay with the three.
Big air ball, three ball by Madison. Misses out. Skibble ends up with it. Puts up a two ball just inside the arc, left side.
Well, one of the goals for Jackson,
good.
I thought, was to try to contain Skibble, and here she has scored 5 points in the blink of an eye in the second half. So,
and a travel call against Lake Stevens down on the other end. Looking over to the side is Reagan Reed to her coach, Randy Edens, and sorry that happened. 33-31, so a 5-0 point run for Jackson. Both baskets by Skibble here to get things started. Skibble now with 11 points. And she leads all scorers.
And once again, running a lot of pass and screen away and cut off of the set screen for Jackson.
They got it to Skibble on the right side. She missed a three ball, and then the ball comes loose. We have a push down low, and that is going to be a foul against McKendra Koenig. For Koenig, her second foul, first team against Jackson here in the second half.
As is often the case in close games, it's a game of runs, so Lake Stevens coming from 8 down to take the lead, and now Jackson trying to climb back in with a run of their own here to start the second half.
Travel called against Lake Stevens. We get started in the third quarter and brought to you in part by Procura Mortgage. It offers a wide variety of mortgage loans options at competitive rates. Our team of experienced professional mortgage originators are here to help you through every step of your mortgage loan experience. Procura Mortgage is here to help you with that short kick to a refinance. Procura Mortgage. And a missed shot by Jackson. Now Lake Stevens has it stolen away. Jackson gets it back. That's Alexa Martin. Martin back on top to Megan Madison. And they swing it around to the left side to Koenig. Koenig misses a jumper. But getting a rebound underneath is Alexa Martin. Puts it in off the right side. We're tied at 33.
With the left hand as well. You like to see those ambidextrous plays inside when it's to your advantage.
Reed drives left baseline. Misses a shot. Ending up with the board is Koenig. Pass right side on front court. And getting the basketball, putting it up and in for 2 points will be Alexa Martin. 2 quick baskets by her. And the lead switches back in favor of the Jackson Timberwolves, 35-33. Lake Stevens hasn't scored yet. We're 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the third quarter.
And Koenig looking up the floor, and she's quietly building up some assists as Schilberg is going to get called for climbing over the back of one of the Lake Stevens Vikings there.
That will be the second foul against Lake Stevens in the second half. That foul goes on Schilberg, her second.
Yeah, correction.
Third foul.
Jackson.
Oh. Jackson
foul.
Yeah, it is Jackson. That's Schilberg, her third foul, actually. Second team foul. We have a timeout.
Much needed timeout.
Timeout called by Lake Stevens. And let's take it. We got a full timeout. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Pass over to the right side, Koenig. And now it's going to be intercepted off another pass by Martin. There is Lake Stevens to get the basketball, controlling Smith, down low underneath, and a missed shot by Bayward Thomas.
And as I said, if Lake Stevens was having some trouble with their man-to-man, look for that switch to the zone, and that is, in fact, what they're in off to come back, but they out the miss. They're back to man-to-man now.
Underneath, a pass from Haley Hoyt to Alexa Martin. Martin misses the shot. Lake Stevens boards. That's Bracey. Bracey with the pass left side, finding Reed. Reed misses a 3-ball. Bracey gets the rebound, drives to the basket, drops a pass off at the very end to Corey Wilcox. Wilcox lays it in, and it's back to a 2-point lead for Lake Stevens.
And that's a nice catch by the freshman to lay that in off of the sweet pass.
Jackson was driving in on the left side near the lane, and traveling with the basketball will be Olivia Skibble. Turns it over, and Lake Stevens will have the rock. Chloe Pattison was out of the lineup briefly, now back in. Pattison's definitely been a factor out there for them. 9 points plus the rebounds. What did you have her for in the first half?
Pattison checked in with 9 points.
But rebound-wise, it seemed like she I think she had 5.
Yes, she did. 6 total. 5 defensive, 1 offensive.
A missed shot by Skibble. Now Lake Stevens goes the other way, and a 3-ball off quick ball movement. It's Kaylee Bracey. Bracey connects for her second 3-pointer of the game. The other one was in the first quarter. It's 40-35.
And a 5-0 run now for Lake Stevens after that 8-0 run by Jackson to start the half.
It's really been back and forth throughout this entire game. There's a 3-ball fired up by Koenig. Missed, but underneath, right side, Skibble lays it up and in. 7 points in the quarter. And now a total of 13 in the game.
Look, what I found is she's just in the right place at the right time. Falls right into her hands. Nobody on her. Laid it in.
Shot lifted by Thomas. Misses. Koenig gets the rebound. Goes the other way. Sloppy dribble. Falls down and loses the basketball. It's Reed. And then Reed is able to get it underneath to Bayward Thomas. Thomas puts it in. 42-37. That was just unfortunate for Jackson because she came out of now they throw it away again. It was a pass intended for Martin and picked off by Reed. So Lake Stevens will come out of back court. Reed to Thomas. Thomas misses one off the front of the rim. And ending up with the ball on the rebound is Pattison to Reed. 3-ball. That came off the rim. Getting the rebound right side is Wilcox. Wilcox missed on the first attempt. Tries again from the right side. Connects on that one. And it's 44-37. This is a 7-point lead for Lake Stevens, matching their biggest lead of the game at 33-26, which they had at halftime. A timeout is called by Jackson, a full timeout, and we will be back with more with 3 minutes exactly left here in the third quarter on KRKO 1380.
Jackson expended a lot of energy for that run. Lake Stevens has jumped back into that zone defense now. You've got to be in shape to be able to run continuously.
Jackson moved the ball really well, got it to Koenig, but she missed a shot. And now it's going to be rebounded by Bay, where Thomas goes coast to coast, takes it to the basket, and will be fouled. She's got a couple of shots coming up. 44-37, 7-point lead for Lake Stevens in this back and forth game. The foul called against Abigail Grayson of Jackson, her first, third team foul. 2 shots for Thomas.
Baylor Thomas again off the dribble, this time with the left hand down the lane as she's been getting deep. She has struggled at the free throw line, however. So once she starts improving on those free throws, she can get to the rim.
I'll have her at 1 for 6 from the foul line. A total of 10 points in the game. The next one's coming up. That one comes out. She's got to work on that. Goes without saying, but boy, I tell you, that's going to really help things out. She'd have probably about 15 points by now. Jackson with the ball, Mike.
Running their flex offense again, trying to get a baseline cutter.
Driving left baseline with the left hand is Alexa Martin. Puts it in. She's got 6 in the quarter, 10 in the game, and it's a 5-point lead, 44-39.
No help by the Lake Stevens defenders as the help defender turned her back, did not see the ball. You have to have your head on a swivel.
And a missed shot over on the left side by Lake Stevens. The follow-up is good. So the miss was by Baylor Thomas. Chloe Pattison gets the basket. No.
That's a freshman.
Yeah. Now that's amazing right there. Pattison has really been quite amazing to watch in this first half. And she's done it on both ends of the court.
Quietly active.
Yeah, and both
and
these
productive.
teams. Yeah, both these teams with 4 freshmen on the squads. Aaron pass inside intended that time for Skibble, and it goes as an interception. Lake Stevens gets a hold of it. Baylor Thomas drives to the basket, misses, and Jackson pulls down the rebound. Getting it at that time, Abigail Grayson. Here come the Jackson Timberwolves out of backcourt with 1:25 left to go in the third quarter. It's 46-39. Lake Stevens on top by 7, matching their biggest lead. And player not getting to the ball in time for Jackson. It's going to be thrown out of bounds. Last touch by the Timberwolves, and goes to Lake Stevens.
Well, it came right to me, and I was wide open.
You were.
So Lake Stevens is playing zone defense on a made shot and then man-to-man when they miss, and that's creating some confusion to Jackson of what sort of sets that they want to run down at the other end.
Ball in front court now. Lake Stevens firing it up. That's Smith. Misses the shot. Rebound quickly grabbed by Haley Hoyt. Hoyt with the outlet pass to Koenig. Koenig into front court. Crossover dribble to the left hand. Shoots with the right hand. Coming through the lane off the left side. Misses. Heading up with the rebound will be Carmen Long. Lake Stevens now goes from our right to left. And Reed fires a long 3-ball. Almost NBA range. Connects on that one. And she now has 10 points. 49-39. This is a 10-point lead for Lake Stevens.
And I think Reed needs some more touches for the Vikings.
Down low, pass inside from Koenig to Skibble. Skibble puts it in. She's been a saving grace for Jackson. It's 49-41, 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter here at Jackson High School on KRKO. Reed dribbling and then just pulls up with a jump shot. That rims out right side. Getting the board is Grayson. Outlet pass right side to Koenig. Koenig up the right wing. Finds Skibble. Skibble goes for a shot, and it is blocked by Pattison, but Skibble gets it back in the air, drives to the basket, puts it in. Having a big quarter, 49-43, and that's the kind of stuff that Jackson has to do to climb back into it. And throwing it up at midcourt will be Kaylee Bracey, and that's not going to fall. That'll be the end of the third quarter. And our score is Lake Stevens 49, Jackson 43. We're going to go to the fourth quarter. Should be a good one. Back with more right here on KRKO.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
9:43. Lake Stevens with the basketball coming out of backcourt. They're up by 6 points. The other by 7 at halftime. Reed fires a 3-ball. She's got a nice touch there and buries it.
Well, I mentioned she needed to have some more touches. I would like to see her having that out of the offense as opposed to one-on-one, but there's a 3-ball back the other way as Madison buries one now.
So Madison gets that one, and she's got 9 points. 3 3-pointers for Madison. 7-point lead. And it's going to go the other direction. Actually, they just gave her a 2-pointer on that. They've given, what did it look like? Did he raise up 3? Because it just shows 2 on the board. So Skibble now with the ball as Lake Stevens gave it up. Skibble pulls up a 3-point shot, and that's an air ball, going to go out of bounds and back to Lake Stevens.
Yeah, ill-advised shot by Skibble that time. She tried to take it off the dribble, going to her left, and she was well behind the 3-point line. So just short and off target with that, trying to force it maybe a little bit too much. And you can see the players with their hands on their hips and bending over a little bit. It's still that early season fatigue from not quite being in basketball shape.
Lake Stevens with the ball, driving baseline and missing is Reagan Reed. A rebound grab by the opposite 22, Lauren Schilberg. Pass ahead, Koenig drives the other way, goes into a lot of traffic, loses the ball, and we got a foul. Looks like that's going to go.
Block shot on Bracey.
Bracey with the block shot, but I want to check on the foul. I think that's going to be on Jackson. Schilberg called for her 4th foul, team foul number 4, and no fouls team-wise against Lake Stevens. No fouls through over 9 minutes of play as we have 6:40 to go in the 4th quarter, and they're up by 7 points.
You would like to see the middle of your fast break. In that case, it was Koenig to pull up instead of driving into the double team, pull up about the foul line, and then review your options before you go putting your head down and driving into a double team against taller players.
Lake Stevens with the ball, looking around. Now go over on the left side. And the shot is lifted up by Bracey, misses on it. The shot clock went off, but it hit the rim just before that buzzer went off. So Lake Stevens ends up with the board. Getting it is Bracey, and then back up top to Reed. Reed taking some time now. They've got the 7-point lead and 5:59 to go in the 4th quarter. Here's Bracey, 3-ball. Yeah, she's got it. That's a big basket right there.
They run the same set, screen and roll. Instead of rolling to the hoop, she runs the fade out of that. Missed the 3 before, but comes back and gives Lake Stevens a 10-point lead there.
55-45, 10-point lead, and a big 3-ball left side by Madison. So she's got 5 in the quarter, 11 in the game. We have a 30-second timeout called by Jackson, and we'll keep it right here. We just want to mention a couple of our sponsors here.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. They are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
A 7-point lead for the Lake Stevens Vikings, Mike.
Well, here's where you got the chess match and have to decide what it is that you want to do. 7 points at some point here. You have to think about starting to foul maybe at about the 2:30 mark, but opportunity for the Timberwolves to try to run it down before that. Lake Stevens going to run some clock, run a set offense. Travel.
Yeah, definitely a travel call against Lake Stevens Bay, where Thomas will turn the ball over.
And that's a freshman error. Instead of making that jump stop, she tried to do that quick stop, dragging the pivot foot. And now Reagan Reed coming out of the game, getting a little breather here before the end.
For a couple of fouls, so she's not any problem there. But just getting a break. And again, 4 freshmen for Lake Stevens, and a lot of them seeing the action. Baylor Thomas, Chloe Patterson, and Jackson's going to miss the basket. That's Alexa Martin on the left side, way off the mark, off the glass. Lake Stevens getting the rebound. That's Corey Wilcox. Up ahead they go now. Bailey. Let's see, Lake Stevens, Pattison up top. Takes a little time. 4:55 to go in the fourth quarter. 10 on the shot clock. 55-48, a 7-point lead, Mike.
Yeah, just looking for that screen and roll again.
Driving through and throwing up a runner way off the mark is Thomas. Jackson gets the rebound. It's Koenig up ahead. And underneath, just running into traffic, Alexa Martin, and she's trying to find Skibble. It's picked off by Pattison, goes the full length of the court, misses a shot. Skibble gets the rebound with 4:26 to go, and Skibble tries to go left side with a pass to Koenig. It's picked off by Bracey. Sloppy there.
Well, Pattison did a nice job of stealing the pass, but she's up 8, so she doesn't need to come down and just fire it up, run some clock, get an offensive play going, see if you can get something going towards the basket.
With the ball in front court, Baylor Thomas, cross-court pass to Pattison. Pattison misses the shot, and quickly pulling the rebound down is Skibble. She'll come out of backcourt, and stolen from her right in mid-court by Savannah Smith. Smith with the pass to Corey Wilcox. Wilcox lays it up and in. We got a timeout, and it's a 57-48 lead for Lake Stevens. They just keep sticking it to the Jack.
Oh, go! I think my ride's due for an upgrade.
There's more than one way to fly. Great deals all month long at the Dodge Black Friday event. Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Only one player, Baylor Thomas, who's having trouble at the free throw line for Lake Stevens. So when you get to the 1-and-1, she would be my target to foul when she gets the ball.
Jackson with the basketball. Now moving in towards front court, and it's a pass intended for Skibble up high, and that's going to go out of bounds. Pass was from Madison, knocked out of bounds.
Jackson still staying with that flex offensive look where they go guard-to-guard pass and a baseline cutter.
This time, Koenig goes to Skibble. Skibble trying to turn on the left side towards the paint, and she's going to be fouled. Have 2 shots coming up, and these are very important. Corey Wilcox will be called for the foul, her 3rd, and that's just the first team foul against Lake Stevens in the second half. I mean, you talk about having fouls to give. They've also got the 9-point lead as Skibble will go to the foul line, and this is her first trip to the line. She had a big third quarter, scoring 11 points and has 17 in the game.
Well, Skibble had the ball down on the block with the 45-degree angle and tried to swish it instead of, once again, using the glass on that 45, which also gives your teammates an opportunity to read the ball if you happen to miss it off the glass a little bit easier for the offensive rebound. Skibble, though, good shooter, makes them both, and you see some pressure now by Jackson.
So she does connect on those and makes it 57-50, 3:28 to go, fourth quarter. Will Jackson be able to come back in this one? Near steal or jump ball, and it's broken away. That's going to be Skibble getting the basketball as a good defense by Schilberg. Here comes Jackson into front court. Pumping up a shot is Grayson. Missed on that one. Battle for the rebound. Coming away with it out the backside is Baylor Thomas for the Vikings. Now up at midcourt. Passes right side. Finds Smith. Smith to Bracey. They work it around. 15 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Getting the ball from Bracey is Thomas. She drives left baseline and gets the bounce and drop. It's 59-50. 2:48 to go, fourth quarter. Skibble ends up with the ball up high outside the arc. Guarded by Pattison. Drives in left side and puts it in. That was a sweet-looking move right there. And Jackson's going to call full timeout. We'll come right back after this. Okay.
So defense is extended. Let's see what the Wolves come up with.
Lake Stevens trying to bring it out of backcourt and riding the player tight. Savannah Smith with the dribble, and Abigail Grayson called for the foul. That was pretty obvious.
And here comes another one.
Yeah, no kidding.
You don't have any choice. So.
Oh, near steal. Getting a quick hand in there is Samantha Clotter. Clotter is a junior, deflected it out of bounds, and Pattison will try to inbound again. She goes to Reed, tight defense. No doubt about that foul. That's going to go against Koenig, her third foul.
And now you can hear the crowd start to grumble with the calls there. And it's been a quiet gym. It's a dark, stormy night out, and so there's not really a whole lot of fans here. So you're gonna hear some comments now.
Inbound pass goes to Reed. She tries to go underneath to Wilcox, and it's broken up by Jackson. Jackson gets the ball back into front court. Alexa Martin. Around they go to Mechanic. Now right side to Clotter. Clotter drives in, misses a shot. Rebound off the left by Corey Wilcox. And a whistle.
Coach Gibb is playing offense-defense with three of his players that maybe have a little bit of foul trouble here, but I don't know that he really has all that much luxury as Lake Stevens going to the line as they are now in the 1-and-1. So he's got that goal accomplished, and now he can bring in his three starters back.
Alexa Martin called for the foul. That's her third, 7th-team foul. Again, just one for Lake Stevens. And so teams make some substitutions, and you've got Corey Wilcox going to the foul line with 1-and-1. 2:14 left, fourth quarter, and a 7-point 59-52 lead for the Vikings, trying to pick up their second victory of the year against 3 defeats. That one swirls out of there, and underneath right away will be Schoberg to get the rebound. Jackson into front court, working it to Skibble, and she hits a three-pointer, 59-55. This is now a 4-point game, and a full timeout has been called by Jackson. Each team with one timeout left here in the fourth quarter.
So I get called down to HR. I told him Tinseltoes started it. I was working on that all-sled drive system with that front axle disconnect when that idiot blasted me with the grease gun. So I call him a half-wit, which is being generous. He tells me to go elf myself. Elf me? Elf you, pal. Then he kicks me in the sugar plums. Well, I got me a lump of coal with his name on it. Believe that.
Ho, ho, go!
It was 49-43, and they've held the lead throughout this fourth quarter here. And Jackson mounting a comeback. They were down 59-50, so they've scored 5 straight points, and ball is impounded to Pattison, and she's going to be immediately wrapped up by Mechanic. That'll be 1-and-1, so Mechanic called for her second foul. She's also a freshman. Team foul number 8. sends Patterson to the foul line the other direction. She has not been to the line as of yet and has a total of 11 points. She's hit a three-pointer. That was in the first quarter.
There's still a lot of time left, 2:03. They got what they needed the last time on the missed free throw, but then they hit the three, so it's just a two-possession game here now.
And the shot is a miss, so she doesn't connect on the first one. Rebound grabbed by Corey Wilcox. Wilcox goes up, and she's going to be fouled. I believe she'll have 2 shots. She will. And that foul is going to be called against Koenig. Would be her 4th foul, 9th team foul. No matter what, next is double bonus. Yep, there she goes. That's Wilcox at the foul line.
And she makes that one, and really if your coach, when she got that longer rebound, rather than just turn around and she did get the foul call, but kick it out and run some more clock off. But nice free throws there, so.
And the second one goes in.
Now, the Vikings could come up and foul here.
Jackson goes down low. It was Koenig to Schilberg. Schilberg missed a shot. And getting up with it on the left side off the rebound is Skibble. Skibble buries the shot to make it 61-57. Nice soft touch on the mid-range jumper there.
Lake Stevens has got to try to find Skibble and not let her have the ball. And if she passes it, don't let her get it back. That was just too easy for her as she roamed uncontested underneath the basket and just got it. Nice turnaround jump shot once again.
Another foul. This is going to be called against Koenig. Her 5th foul. She's done. So Koenig will come out, fouling out of the game. Samantha Clotter will come in, replacing her, and going to the foul line is Chloe Pattison, who missed on the front end of a 1-and-1 just a short while ago.
Yeah, Lake Stevens has struggled much of the game here from the free throw line. So
yeah, they have.
So far, it's been working out for Jackson, although Jackson trails still by 4.
Oh, that took a couple, 3 bounces for it to fall in, and Pattison finally connects on it.
Well, you're in the double bonus now, too. You can relax a little bit. Once you make that first one, you feel a little bit better and get your rhythm here.
1:45 left, 4th quarter, second one on the way. It is good. 13 points in the game, her first 2 from the line. 63-57, Lake Stevens by 6 points, 1:40 to go. 4th quarter, Skibble ends up with it. Trying to go one-on-one against Pattison, does, and drops it in. She's got 28 points. That is huge. 11 last quarter, 11 this quarter.
Now we've got an intentional foul called on
It's got to be
Jackson.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 shots and the ball.
That foul is going to go on Schilberg. I have her for 5. Let's see if I've got that right. It is right. So she's going to foul out. So they've had now 2, will have 2 fouling out.
And I think she grabbed the player who was taking the ball out of bounds, which is going to be a pretty obvious call there for you.
Yeah. So coming out will be Schilberg, 4 points in the game, and she's been out there for quite a run here. Senior. At the foul line is Pattison, and she's all by herself down there with that type of foul. First shot rims out. Again, they will get the ball, Lake Stevens will, after she attempts this next foul shot.
And the Jackson crowd laughing over there as they're making some unusual noises to try to disrupt the free throw here in the quiet gym.
Yeah, it has been quiet in here. Next one is good, 64-59. 2-possession game, 1:31 left to go, 4th quarter. Mark Ockett, Mike Buckholz on KRKO. Brandon Hamilton, our in-studio producer. Savannah Smith will check back in. She replaces Corey Wilcox, senior for freshman. They switch it up now as Smith is going to inbound. Pattison moves near midcourt, and defending her will be Haley Hoyt.
Yeah, look for Reagan Reed to get the ball here if they can. There's another intentional foul.
Another intentional. So was it 2 shots and 2 possessions? So it's going to be 2 more shots, and Lake Stevens will have the ball.
And the ball back. Now they're going to talk about it, but what happened was you have a dead ball situation, and they're just reaching out, grabbing the jersey as the player goes instead of making what would be called a legitimate defensive maneuver where you can still accomplish that maybe by leaning on the player or But when they run by you and you just reach out and grab them, it's going to be an obvious intentional foul.
That foul shot is good by Bracy. Her first trip to the line, she's hit 3 3-pointers in the game, 1 in each quarter, leading into this one. 65-59. Next one, she's got good form there. That looked good right from the get-go. Connects on that. And so it is now a 7-point lead. Biggest lead in the game has been 10.
Once again, look for Lake Stevens to try to get the ball into the hands of Reagan Reed, who's been there. She shares the point guard duties, but you can see they're set up to set some screens for her to go to the ball here.
There's Lake Stevens with the basketball.
And it is Reagan Reed.
Yep. Reed had the handle on it, but she's going to be fouled. Fouling this time is Samantha Clotter. It's weird to look up on that board and see 10 team fouls for Jackson and just 1 for Lake Stevens. 1:27 left to go in the fourth quarter. That's something that just really jumps off the board at you, is the disparity of the two. So that's the first foul on Clotter, and it sends Reed to the foul line. Her first trip to the line, she has 13 points, has hit 3 3-balls, connects on the first foul shot. Now they're getting warm from the line.
Well, Jackson's game has been out on the perimeter. They haven't really been attacking the hoop as much, and when they do get close, the Lake Stevens players are backing away from it. So
next one coming. It's good. 68-59. And here come the Jackson Timberwolves out of backcourt. Skibble to the right side. Clotter drives, fires one way off the mark on a reverse. And getting the ball in the air was Corey Wilcox. She's going to be grabbed, and 2 more shots the other way. So this is how it's winding down on us right here. This is going to be a foul on Clotter, her second foul.
Well, it has turned into that free throw shooting contest, and Jackson went to the fouls early and received the benefit of several missed calls. But now, as you mentioned just a moment ago, Lake Stevens has started to get the rhythm at the free throw line. They've been extending their lead with 1:17 to go here.
At the foul line, missing will be Corey Wilcox,
who I promptly just jinxed by saying that
did.
They were
the
announcer.
How often does that happen? I mean, it definitely, for many of us, start saying that it happens.
A little flat on the shot.
She was. Missed the second one. Ooh, coming back in from looked like she went out of bounds was Clotter. Got the pass, missed a shot, and it's so frustrating. You just see him firing them up so quick. Take that little extra second and try to line up a little better for the shot there. But some of that is just getting the experience. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Jackson ball. 1:08 to go, fourth quarter. Jackson around the horn. Ending up with it will be Madison. Madison cannot connect. Rebound by Martin. Nah, she's going to miss a shot. No good. And then over on the right side, getting control of it will be Skibble. Skibble steps into a shot and is fouled. She'll have 2.
Well, for Lake Stevens, they really need to do a better job of blocking out, but it's difficult sometimes when the shots are wild. There were a couple of air balls there, and then it took that bounce to Skibble, which is not unusual. She seems to always be around the basketball.
She does. She really does. First shot is good by Skibble. What a night she's having.
I've coached players like that, and you try to take credit for that, but somehow they just always seem to have the ball fall into their hands as she makes another free throw.
Makes them both, and now has 30 points in the game. 30 of the 61 Jackson points. They're down 68-61, and now it's a foul fest. Another one, this one against Jackson, of course, as they try to slow it down and get the ball back. That's against Madison, her first, and it's going to send Reagan Reed to the line. Reed is 2 for 2 from the line all in this quarter and has a total of 15 points. She's had a strong game out there. She had some big three-pointers.
Very strong game. She had some three-pointers as well as some solid passing and some steals as well. So it's quietly put together a very strong and consistent game here. Still not over, though.
Reed hits them both. 70-61, 3-possession game, 50 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Jackson comes out of backcourt. It is Skibble. Skibble pulls up at the foul line, has a shot, and it comes out of there off the rim. And going for the rebound will be Lake Stevens. Kaylee Bracy down low, and a whistle. That's going to go against Madison, her second foul. So they've had 2 players foul out. Now some other players are starting to stack them up.
I think I would like to see Skibble come off of a screen, have 2 3-point shooters involved with the play, a 2-player game, and have your screener run the fade. So if Skibble comes off the screen, she can hit the 3, and if it's not there, kick it out to the person who's screened and then fade it out at the 3-point line. So Madison or Martin would be good opportunities for that. A couple more free throws, though, for Lake Stevens, and I think you can warm up the bus here now.
Yeah, it's an 11-point lead. It's 72-61. 35 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Skibble doing a little one-on-one work down. Again, right in the paint, turns around, pops it in. Huge game for her, 32 points. She's got over half of the 63 now. Jackson just kind of waving at the ball as Lake Stevens will bring it up. It's going to be going to the Lake Stevens Vikings. They're up by 9, 72-63, 15 seconds, and we're going to get our player of the game on here very shortly. Who do you like, Mike? I know we were discussing that during one of the breaks.
Reagan Reed for Lake Stevens. Solid game tonight.
Randy Edens calls timeout. At this point, why are you calling a timeout?
Because he would like for us to talk about the player of the game.
There you go. That's a good point. So, 72.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
.6 to go on the clock, and Lake Stevens is just going to hold the ball and win this one out.
And it's Reagan Reed who gets the opportunity to hold the ball there. So
that's it, 72-63. Lake Stevens wins it by 9 points here on KRQ.
NBA 3 bubble. He just absolutely drains that one.